Hi everyone, it's John the Dyslexic Geek here. Today is May the 1st, so I'm taking my monthly trip to the Lego store. May is mainly a Star Wars month with loads of Star Wars sets being released in order to celebrate May the 4th. So this month I'll be taking a couple of trips to the Lego store and take advantage of all the new sets coming out. Today I'll be going to buy the Slave One set. That's the first set I'm going to be picking up and try and get all the promos for that. Then I'm planning on going back again at the weekend with my wife to try and get some more sets. A lot of sets that are available on double insider points. There's some sales about. So yeah, to try and maximise all my promos I can get my hands on, I'm gonna make at least 2 trips this week. So I'll make my way to the Lego store now. Hopefully I see a lot of the new Star Wars sets on display, pick up the Slave One, and then yeah, should be quite exciting. Okay, so I've just made it into town now. One major advantage of coming in during the week is unbelievably quiet. I even managed to park on the ground floor today, which is very rare. So I'll make my way down to the Lego store now. Due to how quiet things are, I'm not expecting any queues at all, so it should be relatively simple. Unlike at the weekend where I expect it'll be absolutely crazy. So yeah, I'm really enjoying today. So let's get going to the Lego store. So let's first take a look at the window. We've got the sail barge in there again. Haven't seen that for a few months, but yeah, I forget what it looks like. I haven't built mine yet, but it's just cool seeing it again. May get one built at some point. I've got the minifigures. And of course we've got Slave One in there. That looks outstanding. That is beautiful. Massive. So much bigger than it looks in the pictures. Nice and detailed. I love the colour scheme. And you just make out the minifigures there. They are so nice, especially Django. Great looking minifigure. Yeah, that looks awesome. Very, very cool. Take a look at the Revenge of the Sith brickheads. Yeah, they're very, very cool. Definitely on my wish list, but I'll wait for those to get later on in the year. But they are nice. And we do get the Luke Skywalker as well, which is I'm probably going to get today. That looks very cool. And we see a Star Wars logo, which is not too bad in person. Actually looks fine, but I'm not going to pay £60 for it. It's a shame there's no minifigures, but yeah, that looks decent. Let's see it around the side. Yeah, that's cool. Take a look at the fountain gardens next to the French cafe. Go quite nicely together. I do like the prints on that. It's very, very cool, but still overpriced for what it is. A set I'd like to get at some point, at least my wife would. But yeah, I need a sale first. And get another look at the Trevi fountain. I can't get enough of that. That is outstanding. Really, really good looking set. There's quite a few sales on this now, so you can get it elsewhere quite reasonably now, but yeah, it's great. Another set that's high up on my wish list is the Botanical Garden. That is outstanding. Really, really nice looking set. One of the better idea sets Lego have done in recent times. I love that beautiful glass roof. Yeah, I really need to try and get this, but maybe next time there's double insider points is when I'll probably go for this. So I just got back home now from my second trip to the Lego store. I did of course go on the 1st of May to pick up Slave One. Then I went back again today on Saturday to pick up some more sets to try and get more promos. And I did manage to get everything I wanted, so really good haul. Very exciting. I managed to get everything I wanted. I was amazed at the weekend all the promos were still available. I thought they might sell out. Now, for me going back for the second time on Saturday, it did depend on how many of the promos were still available. So I did call the Lego store ahead of time to make sure they still had plenty available, and they did. So yeah, so I managed to get everything I wanted. Very cool haul. So in terms of promos, I did pick up 3 of the Millennium Falcon poly bags. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with these, but they are what they are. Probably going to parts bins more than anything else. He's only worth like three or £4 or so on eBay, so not really worth selling. So I was put these in my parts bin. But I've got those. That was quite cool. And I of course did get 1, 2, and 3 of the Camino training gift for purchase promos. So yeah, I was really happy to get 3 of these. I think I'm probably going to sell all of these. I think they're going for like £30–35 on eBay. So yeah, I've no real interest in collecting these. I'm going to sell them to help offset all the money that I've spent today on main sets. But it's not bad. I like the clone troops. They are quite nicely detailed. In fact, you get 3 in each of these. The builds, not that exciting. I think it's the minifigures that are worth more than anything in these sets. This is what made me decide to go and buy a load of Star Wars sets this month. It did help offset a lot of the cost and with double insider points. So yeah, I was happy with those. So that's good to get 3 of those. I was actually quite surprised the Lego store still had all the promos available at the weekend. For once, Lego produced way more than normal. Quite often in the recent years, the promos have not lasted all weekend, but this year, looks like Lego have produced enough to satisfy demands. And I did, of course, get the keyring for buying Slave One. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this, whether I keep it. I mean, I may well just keep it. I probably will I may sell it, I don't know. Not sure what I'm going to do with the keyring. I think I got one last year for buying the TIE Interceptor last year. So, yeah, I'll probably just go into, I might just go into my drawers as a little keepsake. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. So in terms of sets, what I bought, well, of course, I did get Slave 1, as I said, which I have here. It is really cool. I'm so pleased to have this. I did have a Slave 1 set from like 10 years ago, but I sold that a long time ago. So I've been eagerly anticipating another one, and this looks fantastic. It looked really good in the window, really big. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to display mine, whether I use a display stand or I'm going to lay it down flat. I need to work out, see how big it is when I actually build it, but it does look really good. And the Django Fett minifigure looks awesome. Yeah, it's a great looking set. 3,000 or so pieces in this, so a big jump from the previous one. And it looks great, it really does. I'm so glad to have one of these in my collection again. So should be a lot of fun building this. Yeah, nice printed display stand. I'm looking for this, looks awesome. So cool, very happy to get this, outstanding. So that was what I bought on May the 1st. So again, I went back today on Saturday and picked up a few more sets. So I did manage to pick up the Ambush of Mandalore Battle Pack. This is on double insider points, so I might as well pick this one up. I needed to make up the point. I needed to spend enough to get all the promos, so I had to buy something to sort of take me over the threshold in order to get what I wanted. I also picked up the Luke Skywalker Rebel pilot, so that was cool. This is the brickhead that I've had my eye on ever since it was announced to come out. It's probably only last a year. I think by the end of the year this one will retire, so I'll try and get my brickhead as I go along. I will get the Revenge of the Sith one. That looks really good, but I will wait for maybe later in the year to see if it goes on sale. I'm not going to rush out and buy a brickhead set for £45. That's quite a lot of money to spend on brickheads. I don't really like doing it unless there's double insider points or maybe a sale. So unfortunately this year, not all Star Wars sets today were available with double insider points. It was only on select sets. So yeah, I'll wait for the Revenge. I will get the Revenge of the Sith one at some point, but I can certainly hang on for a little while yet. No rush to go and get that. So those were cool. So I did, of course, pick up a set. Now I was umming on ironing what to buy. I was thinking I was intending on buying the Star Destroyer, but I already have one of those in my collection. I don't really necessarily want another one. My main reason for wanting that one, of course, is for the Cal Kestis minifigure that's included in that. But it's not really a set I have any great demand to get. It's not retiring this year. It was thought to be, but it is going to be going next year. So I may well pick it up later down the line. So no rush to go and get that. But there is one Star Wars set I've had my eye on ever since it came out, and it is retiring this year. And it is the Coruscant Guard ship. This came out in 2023, so it's been out a good while now. It's a set I've been long wanting to get, but I've been waiting for the perfect time to get it. And with all the promos available, and this was available with double insider points, so it made much more sense to get this as it's retiring this year over the Star Destroyer. That one I can pick up maybe next year before it goes. As I want the Cal Kestis minifigure, but the set, I'm not so fussed about the Star Destroyer. I've already got one in my collection, and it isn't vastly different. So yeah, maybe I'll buy that next year, but for the moment, this made all the sense in the world. I nearly forgot about this. It's not a set I often see in a Lego store nowadays, but my Lego store had loads of these available, so I'm really glad to have gotten this. Very cool looking Republic gunship, nice colour scheme. I've seen it on display a few times in the Lego store in London. Yeah, so very cool looking Coruscant Guard ship, very cool. Now there is one more set that I picked up. Now there is one more set that I bought. Now it is a set that I bought last year. It is a UCS set, but I couldn't keep it last year. I needed to sell it to do some repairs on my car. And the set that I bought was the UCS Razor Crest. I am so thrilled to finally have this one back in my collection again. I think I'd say it was like last summer that I bought this from John Lewis. It was on sale last year, but I say I couldn't afford to keep it. I had to sell it to do repairs on my car that urgently need doing. Now this has been my main set that I wanted to buy this year before it retires. I've been waiting for the perfect time to get it. It was reduced down to £415 at Lego, all the promos. This is probably the best deal I'm going to get for this now. I don't think it'll get any better than this. Probably maybe reduced again come Black Friday, but I don't think it will go any lower. And with all the combo and all the promos, I'm so thrilled to finally have this one back in my collection. It broke my heart having to sell it last year. So yeah, I'm so thrilled with this. It looks absolutely outstanding. Easily one of the best UCS sets that Lego have done in recent years. It is, of course, minifigure scale with loads of interior details, and it is massive. I've not seen it on display for quite a while. I was actually quite surprised to see my Lego store have this in stock. They don't often have these nowadays. I thought I might have had to order this online, but my Lego store fortunately had a couple of these still in stock. So yeah, that was a real big surprise. I wasn't expecting to have it, but when I saw it on the shelf, yeah, I was absolutely thrilled to pick this one up. You can see around the back of the box, see all the interior details. It is amazing. It is an amazing UCS set. Very, very good. And it was retiring this year. Yeah, this was the perfect time to get it. And I'm absolutely thrilled to finally have it back in my collection. I can't wait to build it. I've got my new shelves that can accommodate it. So yeah, quite a special set. 6,187 pieces. Just ginormous. Yeah, this is a very, very cool looking set. I've seen this in so many people's collections. And yeah, I'm glad to finally have it back in my collection again, and I will be keeping this time. I don't now, I won't need to sell it at this time. So yeah, very exciting. So I'm glad to have gotten all that. So I'm planning on going back to the Lego store next week on the 15th of May, so because there's 2 more sets coming out. You've got the Boeing 747 shuttle carrier coming out, and the Mario Kart. I may well get the Mario Kart set. I'm looking to, that's one I'm veering towards at the moment. I'm really looking forward to seeing that for myself. And the Boeing 747, I really would like to see that as well. Hopefully I'll get to see those both on display, but if there is a promo available, chances are I'll probably pick up the Mario Kart. That looks awesome. So I'll see what happens come May the 15th. So that's something to look forward to. But for the moment, I'm absolutely thrilled with my Star Wars haul. I spent way more money than maybe I was expecting, but there's always going to be an expected month with a load of Star Wars sets coming out and double insider points, so I'll try and take advantage of them. So yeah, very happy with what I got. So let me know in the comments down below what Star Wars sets did you buy on May the 4th, if anything. Please leave a like, and if you've enjoyed today's video, I'd be very grateful if you consider subscribing today. I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Thanks very much for watching today.